What's up guys, I'm Waldo. I am a photographer and videographer based out of LA, and in today's video we're talking about filters, more specifically the 7 Artisans Black Pro Mist 1/4 and 1/8 diffusion filters. So 7 Artisans reached out and sent these filters to me a couple months ago, and I've been playing around with them in a couple of photo shoots and video shoots, and I want to go ahead and talk about them because I love filters and I really like diffusion filters more specifically. So when I find a really good deal on some filters that are well priced and have good quality, I definitely want to share with you guys. So yeah, let's dive right into the video. The main reason you probably clicked on this video is because you saw budget on the title. This is definitely a budget filter. This is super cheap relative to all of the other filters on the market. Not only that, it's just super cheap in general. 7 Artisans is a brand that is known for putting out really good quality products at a really affordable price. And these filters are no different. The 1/4 and 1/8 for the size that I have them at, which is 77mm thread size, they are about $41. If you want to get the biggest thread size they offer, which is 82, that's only going to run you, I think it's like $42. So that compared to literally any other brand is going to be saving you so much money. 7 Artisans did what I think all brands should be doing, is reducing the cost of filters, because I don't think there's any reason anyone should be paying over $100 for a piece of glass on a metal ring. Pulling up Amazon right here, the Tiffin Black Pro Mist 82mm thread size 1/8 is $150, whereas the 7 Artisans Black Pro Mist 1/8 82mm thread size is $42. So that is a difference of over $100 for essentially the same product, which I think is ridiculous. So if you do want to get into diffusion filters, I say save your money, get yourself the 7 Artisans, and just see if you like diffusion filters. Now, I'm not saying that the Black Pro Mist from Tiffin is the same quality as the 7 Artisans, but at the end of the day, they do the same thing. So why not save yourself $100 and get like 80 to 90% of the same image? Now let's go ahead and talk about how good the quality of these filters actually are. Build quality on these are pretty good. I mean, they're a filter. They're a metal ring with a piece of glass on them. Not much to mess up on that, and they did a good job. I've had them for a few months, and they don't even have any scratches or dings on the filter ring itself, even though I have definitely not been babying them. So that's a good sign, I guess. But let's also talk about the actual image quality of these filters. So with the 1/8, it is a very subtle, very subtle look. The 1/4 is a little bit stronger. I'm actually going to show you guys. I have the 1/4 on right now. It is a little bit dirty, so it's not going to be, what it would be. But as you can see, this is what a 1/4 looks like. The 1/8 don't have right next to me, so I'm not going to put it up to the lens. But the 1/8 is definitely a lot more subtle than I thought it was going to be, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it helps a lot in video where you want to soften up the image a little bit to get rid of that like digital look, but still maintain a lot of that clarity and a lot of that detail. And it is a bad thing because if you really want to go for a very stylized, diffused, glowy look, the 1/8 is not going to be strong enough for that. You are going to need to add a little bit of glow in post. Now, over the last couple months that I have had these filters, I have been using the 1/8 a lot more than the 1/4, mainly because I think it works very well for video. And in the last couple of months, I've been trying to get more into video, so I've definitely been gravitating towards the 1/8 more. I've still used it in photos, but I have noticed that in photos, it's not super noticeable. You can tell that there's some amount of diffusion going on. Like there's a little bit of like a tiny bit of glow, but unless it's a very contrasty image, you're not really going to see much glow, or unless there's direct like light source visible in the image, you're not really going to see much of anything. On some of the photos that I've taken with that 1/8, you honestly can't even tell that there's a diffusion filter on it, which can be a good or bad thing. But if you're buying a filter specifically to get that glowy look, the 1/8 may not be strong enough. But that is why I also got the 1/4, because 1/4 is twice as strong as 1/8. So I wanted to see if it would be strong enough to get that glowy look. And from my tests, in some situations it is, but in some situations, again, you can't really tell too much that you have a diffusion filter on it, unless you're in like a very high contrasty situation. But when you are in a high contrasty situation, the glow is pretty intense, which is good if that's what you're trying to go for. I personally think 1/4 and stronger diffusion is definitely a very stylized look that you have to be intentional with. I don't think you're just going to like throw on a 1/4 or stronger filter and be like, yeah, I'm just going to run and gun this on every single situation. No, you definitely want to save the stronger diffusion filters for a more stylized look, because once it's baked into the footage or photos, you're not getting rid of it. And the 1/4, I definitely think is strong enough that you will notice it, and strong enough that you won't really be able to do much about it in post. There are some photos I took with the 1/4 where you can't really tell too much that it's being diffused, but there is some that you can definitely tell, and some that I think were even ruined because the diffusion was a little bit too strong. And that is one thing that I did notice about the 1/4 is that the diffusion predictability was kind of all over the place. Some photos and videos couldn't tell there's a filter on it whatsoever, but some photos and videos in some lighting situations, it was almost too much, which is why I stuck with the 1/8 most of the time. Although you got a little bit of that with the 1/8, it wasn't as intense as the 1/4. So yeah, I definitely, if you're considering picking one up for like all general purpose use, I would get the 1/8. If you're considering getting a filter that's a little bit more stylized and you're only going to use it for certain situations where you know you want it to be more stylized and glowy, then I would consider getting the 1/4 or even stronger. Personally, I really like these. I have been loving the 1/8 specifically. I like it a lot for video. I think it's really nice for video, and you know, it doesn't break the bank. So if you're someone who wants to get some diffusion filters and you don't want to spend a bajillion dollars, I definitely recommend looking at 7 Artisans. The quality is there. You can get a really good glowy look if you get one of the stronger filters. You're not really going to get that with the 1/8. So if you definitely want to just get that glowy look, that like, you know, kind of ethereal softness, then you should probably get the 1/4 or stronger. But if you want like an all-purpose diffusion filter that's just going to help soften up your image, get the 1/8. You know, you're going to save yourself a ton of money when comparing it to other diffusion filters from other brands, and you're getting essentially the same effect. So yeah, that's my overall thoughts on the 7 Artisans Black Pro Mist 1/8 and 1/4 diffusion filters. Thank you, 7 Artisans, for sending this over to me. I appreciate it. I really like these filters, and I have been loving the 1/8 specifically. If I had to recommend either the 1/8 or the 1/4, I would recommend the 1/8, but you know, different filter for everyone depending on your needs. If you guys want to pick up these filters, link will be in the description below. I'll have the Amazon links because I think that's just the most convenient way to purchase these filters. And if you have Prime, then you get them in 2 days. So, you know, they are Amazon affiliate links. So if you do purchase them through there, I do get a little bit of kickback, which is sick. You are helping the channel. But if you hate me, then go ahead and just search them up, you know, on your own and just don't contribute to the channel. That's cool too, I guess. But while you're at it, if you do want to contribute to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment. I'll try to answer all you guys' questions in the comment section. And make sure you follow me on social media. That's at MoodyDarkRoom. That's Instagram, TikTok, everything. I'm literally on everything. And that's all at MoodyDarkRoom. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. Go ahead and pick up yourself a filter if you want or not, up to you. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. See ya.